Hi, you're watching This Brown Geek, and in this video I want to talk about the latest Apple leaks for the iPhone and the foldable iPhone and some other stuff that Mark Gurman is talking about.
Yeah, let me see that body rock.
Seeing as I've been with the iPhone since the iPhone 3, kind of showing my age there, I thought it'd be fun to come on here and just give my opinion and thoughts on what Apple is apparently bringing to the market in the next 2 to 3 years. And I want to tell you how I feel about those things, because I don't know if Apple's going in the right direction, especially with like the iPhone series, because I think we need some real innovation. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that this year we apparently have the iPhone 17, the 17 Air, which is a whole new lineup, the 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max, and then apparently next year we'll have the 17e. No one really cares about the 17e, so we're not going to talk about it. The first thing I do want to talk about is the iPhone 17 Air, which is interesting. But at the same time, I don't really see the point of this device, and I don't know who's asking for it. Okay, sure, it's probably going to be cheaper than an iPhone 17 Pro, but more expensive than the standard base 17. But anyways, this is what the leak suggests. It says that it's a 6.6 inch OLED screen, 120 Hz ProMotion, a 5.5mm thin body. I don't know who's asking for that. Who's asking for a thinner iPhone with worse battery life? I just don't get it. I mean, the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the 16 Pro are already 8.25mm thin. They're saying that the iPhone 17 Air will be 5.5mm. That's ridiculous. I mean, the iPad Pro is 5.1mm thin. Do you want a thinner iPhone, or would you rather they keep the same thickness as the Pro models and then give you a slightly better battery, or even increase the thickness by a millimeter and give you a bigger battery? The one thing that sells iPhones more than anything, I think, is improved battery life. That's always a killer feature when they're unveiling new iPhones. So why not just lean into that, not release an iPhone 17 Air that no one's asking for, and release a slightly thicker iPhone Pro with a bigger battery? Because that's what people want. I don't know anyone that's asking for a thinner phone. All they're going to do with it is put it in a case and make it thicker anyways, or they won't put it in a case and then they'll be worried about snapping the thing in half for the whole time they have it. I just don't get it. Anyways, moving on. They're saying we'll be going up to 12GB of RAM on the 17 Air, which I really doubt for the Air. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. I don't think so. That's more likely for the 17 Pro and Pro Max in my opinion. It will have Apple Intelligence. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. A single speaker in the earpiece, so it won't have stereo sound. Why would anyone buy this? It makes no sense to me. I mean, iPhones have had stereo sound for as long as I can remember now. It's been ages. So why would you go? I don't see the point of it. A 24 megapixel front facing camera. Right now we have 12 megapixels on the front facing camera on the Pro series and the standard iPhone 16, I think. I can see this happening on the Pro models. Don't know if I can see it happening on the Air, but you never know, maybe they'll do that. A single 48 megapixel wide camera. Yeah, I can probably see that happening. And again, why would you buy this phone when you can just buy a base iPhone 17, which will come with 2 cameras, the same system on chip, probably the A19, and it will have a much better battery. It says that the 17 Air will have no SIM card tray, so it will be eSIM only. I can see the whole industry going in that direction, so that's not a surprise. Slightly worse battery life, 35 watts fast wired charging, and it'll have an $899 starting price, and it mentions MagSafe nowhere, so I don't even know if it'll have MagSafe. I don't know how I feel about the iPhone 17 Air. I don't see the point of this product. Maybe you'll prove me wrong. What do you guys think of it? 17 Air, are you asking for this? Do you want a slimmer iPhone? Are you willing to accept all of these drawbacks and sacrifice all of these features for a slimmer phone? I'm not. I don't think most people are. I think people would rather buy a base iPhone 17 or a Pro model. I think this product is probably dead in the water, and I don't see it lasting for very long. Moving on, the main thing I want to talk about is the foldable iPhone, which apparently isn't coming this year, so we'll get to that. The thing that is coming this year is the iPhone 17, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max. I've got the 16 Pro Max. Would I upgrade to the 17 Pro Max? Well, let's take a look at the features that it's apparently coming with. So it'll be the same size 6.9 inch OLED display, 120 Hz ProMotion, an A19 Pro chip, compared to the A18 Pro that we have right now, 12 gigabytes of RAM as opposed to the 8 gigabytes we have right now. Apple Intelligence, let's not get into it. I already spoke about that in the video I uploaded a couple of weeks ago. Go and watch that one if you want to know more about Apple Intelligence and why I think it's been delayed for so long. A 24 megapixel front facing camera, that's probably going to happen. Triple 48 megapixel cameras on the rear, because right now I think the 5x telephoto on the 16 Pro and Pro Max is a 12 megapixel, which really sucks. So having a 48 megapixel sensor in all three cameras I think is a welcome addition, and it might actually make the telephoto usable, because right now it's the worst camera on the phone and I hardly ever use it. It's got 5x zoom and honestly I just think it's pointless. It's just wasted real estate. Give me a bigger sensor and I might actually use the damn thing. Dual video recording, so you can record from your back camera and your front camera at the same time. I think certain apps already allow you to do this. Maybe the Blackmagic app or the Filmic app or whatever it is. I think they already have that, but this will be native, so it will be in the native Apple camera app or the iPhone camera app. I don't see how this is a feature that would be exclusive to the new lineup of phones. I mean, that's just a software thing. I think these phones, the 16, 15 and even the 14 Pro series, are more than capable of handling that, because they've been doing it with the third-party apps already for ages. But of course this might be a feature that Apple locks into the new devices to give people another reason to upgrade, even though those features could work on current and slightly previous generation iPhones. It's the Apple way. Apparently the 17 Pro and Pro Max will have a bigger battery. I'll believe that when I see it. Hopefully that does happen though, because that is the one feature that most people want. Battery life on the 16 Pro Max, even the 15 Pro Max and the 14 Pro Max and the 13 Pro Max, I didn't have any complaints about the battery. A bigger battery is of course great, but am I really looking for a bigger battery right now? No, but I know some people are, so that will be a welcome change. 35 watts of fast charging. Right now we can charge at 30 watts. I think Samsung is on 45 watts. I guess Apple will just add 5 watts for the next 2 years until we catch up. I don't know why we already don't have 45 watt fast charging, but at least we're getting a 5 watt increase compared to what we have now. So yay. And the biggest change that I'm looking forward to is vapor chamber cooling. Now, this is a real problem for me. So the iPhone 13 Pro Max for me overheated. The 14 Pro Max for me overheated. The 15 Pro Max for me overheated. Especially when you're using the camera and you're filming something in 4K 60 and it's a nice day, it will start lagging and then the phone will just stop responding until it cools down. So you have to take it out of its case and wait for it to cool down before you can use it again. I thought that that would be an issue that was already solved with the 16 Pro Max that I bought, because apparently the 16 Pro Max is more efficient and it won't run as hot as the 15 Pro Max. But this phone, in my opinion, still gets too hot. It hasn't overheated for me, but Mr. Who's the Boss recently put up a thing on X showing that his phone is overheating in the sun. So great. So it is still an issue. And if I start filming stuff with this out in the sun, I'm pretty sure it will overheat. So hopefully with the vapor chamber cooling, that will finally be a thing of the past. That's one thing that I would upgrade for. Stop these damn phones from overheating. It's not even that hot here in the UK and it still overheats. What is going on? And another thing that they mentioned for the iPhone 17 Pro in these leaks is that they will be going from a titanium frame to an aluminium frame, which honestly, I don't see the point. I don't want an aluminium frame. I kind of like the titanium frame on the Pro models. I think it looks great, especially the brushed aluminium. I don't like the finish on the 16 Pro. I think I preferred the slightly brushed titanium on the 15 Pro and Pro Max. I think that was the perfect phone. Even the color, I regret getting the desert titanium in the 16 Pro Max. My wife keeps saying that it's pink and she keeps making fun of me. But yeah, I don't see the point of an aluminium frame, if I'm honest. I do want a good color though. I've wanted a red Pro iPhone for the longest time. And I don't mean some pastel red, I mean like a deep blood red. I think that would look amazing. If the iPhone 17 Pro Max comes out in a blood red, I'm gonna have to buy it. I've wanted that forever, but whatever. Let's move on to more serious things. So the second half of 2026, according to leaks, is when iPhone will finally release all of the 18 models. but they will also release their first ever foldable iPhone. Before that, a word from this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Inu. Now, full disclosure, Inu did reach out to me to sponsor this video, and they did provide these 2 power banks. But I have been using Inu products for quite a while now. Starting off with this one, this is the Inu P63. It's the market's smallest 25,000 mAh power bank. It outputs 100 watts, which is incredible because I can charge my MacBook with it. When I was on location recently filming a movie, this was charging my camera and my spare batteries. It charges super quickly, it has power delivery, it has 2 USB-C outputs and 1 USB-A output. It comes with a little carrying case and a USB-C cable. This one here that you saw standing on the side is the Inu P73. It is the slimmest 10,000 mAh battery on the market with Qi 2 wireless charging. As you can see here with my 16 Pro Max, it just attaches to the back and it will start charging over MagSafe. It is absolutely amazing, and it has a stand on the back, and then your phone goes into that mode where it acts as like a clock. This thing can charge 3 devices at once, just like the P63. This charges 1 over Qi 2 wireless charging and then another 2 over USB-C. Speaking of USB-C, this lanyard here comes apart to reveal an integrated USB-C cable. So you're never going to be caught out without a USB-C charging cable. And on top of that, you can just leave it on the back of your iPhone with MagSafe and it will charge it while it's in your pocket. I forgot to mention that they're both covered with Inu's 3-year warranty. So you've got peace of mind there. Both of them are TSA compliant, so you can take them both on planes. No complaints whatsoever. Thank you so much, Inu, for sponsoring my channel. Now, back to the main video. First ever foldable iPhone. Of course, it's going to be extremely expensive. I'm thinking $2,000. I don't see Apple charging less for it. So we're going to have a $2,000 iPhone 18 Fold. It will cannibalize the iPad mini, because what's the point of buying an iPad mini when you unfold your iPhone Fold and it becomes the same size as an iPad mini? The thing is, leaks are suggesting that this will be a folding phone that has no crease. And Apple is notorious for releasing things late, but perfecting them. So even the Gen 1 iPhone Fold should be a superior folding phone compared to others on the market. But the thing is, I think they're quite late with this. I mean, you've got the Galaxy Fold, which is on like, I don't even know what version it's on now. It's been out for ages. You've got the OnePlus Fold. You've got the Xiaomi folding phones. There's so many folding phones on the market now, and I don't really think the crease is a major problem like it used to be. If they can really make a folding phone with literally no noticeable crease when it's unfolded, I think that will be cool. But I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how good it's going to be, and I don't know if I would buy a Gen 1 product for a folding phone, because as people who bought the Galaxy Fold Generation 1 found out, the screen cracks over time. Then you have that film layer that was peeling off and then killing the screens. I mean, they had a lot of problems. So I don't know if I would be comfortable dropping that kind of money on a phone that's a Generation 1 product, where they're basically going to be using that product to learn from and then release improved versions of it and the hinge and everything in future models. So I might give that one a miss if I can stop myself from buying it. But I really don't want to buy it. But if it's really that good, then I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then finally, this article came out yesterday. I'm filming this on Monday, by the way. What is it today? Monday the 12th? So I'm filming this on Monday the 12th. This article came out on May the 11th and is titled, Apple reportedly has a product renaissance planned for 2027. Here's what's coming. Apparently these leaks are from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, and this is what he says is coming. So he confirms that the iPhone Fold, will they call it the iFold? Whatever. The folding iPhone will come in 2026, which I think is too late. It should come out this year, but apparently it will be with the iPhone 18 lineup, and they plan to go all out with this phone, including a crease-free display and a durable titanium frame. And then 2 years after that, Apple will be releasing the new 20th anniversary iPhone, which will be a complete redesign, like the iPhone 10 was for the 10th anniversary. And then he goes on to talk about Apple AI products, like glasses to compete with Meta's Ray-Ban glasses. Honestly, I've heard really good things about Meta's Ray-Ban glasses. So if Apple releases a competitor to those, that might be something worth looking into, because Those look really good and I've wanted those for ages. So if Apple makes a version of those, I'd rather get those because then it's in the whole Apple ecosystem and I'm a bit of an Apple freak right now. So hey, what are you gonna do? And then he talks about AirPods and Apple Watch models that have cameras in them to help push visual intelligence. It's totally pointless, don't do it. I don't know anyone that would want that. That just sounds stupid. I mean, you could put a small camera in an Apple Watch so you could FaceTime with your watch. That's a very niche thing. I don't see anyone wanting that. And then he says, Siri's conversational user interface will also arrive in iOS 20. That sucks. If it's really going to take them till iOS 20, just don't bother because you're already too far behind. It's already been delayed for whatever reason, including the reasons that I mentioned in that other video. Like I said, if it's going to be delayed for another 2 years, then just don't bother, you're too late. And I think that's about it for the leaks. I haven't spoken about iOS 19 in this video. I think WWDC is next month where they will be unveiling iOS 19. So before that, I'll either make a video about iOS 19 with like the app icons being more rounded. They're calling them squircles because they're not squares and they're not circles, so they're squircles, and it's going to have more of a glass design like Vision Pro, so it'll be that kind of design language. Whatever, let's not get into it. iOS 19 will be unveiled next month by Apple anyways, so I'll release a video before that talking about leaks, or I'll just make a video about WWDC next month when it happens. Anyways, that's what I think about the upcoming lineup of iPhones. So the iPhone 18, the 17, the 17 Air, the 17 Pro, the 17 Pro Max, 17e no one cares about, and then the iPhone 18 Fold, or whatever the hell they're going to call it. I don't know, it's going to be interesting. I just want Apple to do something cool. Something that makes people go, oh my god, this is amazing. I don't think the iPhone 17 lineup is going to cut it this year. I just don't. We'll see what happens. Anyways, what do you think? Do you want a folding phone? Would you buy a Gen 1 folding iPhone? Should I buy the Gen 1 folding iPhone? I don't know. If you're going to buy it, or if you have any thoughts about it, or if I've missed anything in this video regarding the leaks, not including iOS 19, please let me know in the comments below. Anyways, until then, like this video if you've liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. You've been watching This Brown Geek. I'll catch you in the next one.